Hey everyone, it's your geek with the technique, shooting up the whole competition, and today I'm going to talk about the problem of Call of Duty World War II and what I think about it, my thoughts and opinions in total. Also, this is the last episode of Season 2, and we're going to be talking about Call of Duty World War II today. So without further ado, let's begin! Looking at the trailer for Call of Duty World War II, it was pretty delicious, pretty tasty, if you could say scrumdiddlyumptious, if you may presume. But I will say there was a problem that I would address later on, but I want to talk about the pros first, because I really did enjoy this, and I will be buying Call of Duty World War II. I won't be pre-ordering, just buying. Supposedly supposed to go back to the boots on the ground gameplay, something that a lot of fans who are hardcore of the series have been waiting for ever since maybe Ghost or Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I think that's when we started wishing for this to start coming up again. Or any time prevalent in that arena, we started asking for this to come back, and we weren't getting it, and we got Infinite Warfare. We were mad. It dislikes the most disliked video game trailer for YouTube. It was pretty funny. But there's boots on the ground gameplay, and during the live stream of the Call of Duty release launch of the trailer, everybody was talking about, you know, boots on the ground gameplay, boots on the ground, boots on the ground. They were emphasizing a hell of a lot of boots on the ground gameplay, and I'm glad that they are sticking to this and finally doing something that I wanted them to do for about a couple of years now. And apparently the setting is supposed to be between 1944 and 1945, which is going to implement some tasks of where you're going to be fighting at, such as D-Day or Normandy. Beaches, forests, and urban fighting have also been included, the developers have said before. It's supposed to be a female leader, which I feel like is pretty cool. We don't know if she's playable or not, but I'll let the feminists and, you know, the sexists and the people who care about all that BS, you know, join in on that one. I don't really care that much, but I'm glad that the female leader are leading the French resistance. There's supposed to be some modes, the divisions, and war mode. War mode is essentially probably going to be a glorified conquest mode in Battlefield 1, I feel, but we don't know yet. I haven't seen any gameplay, so let me calm down, but I do feel like the way it's been talked about, it feels like conquest from Battlefield 1. Headquarters is a new thing in multiplayer. Apparently, it's a place where people can gather around, kind of like how Destiny had this tower system type of thing going on, but you can gather around and with your players and your fellow mates and watch your trophies, or look at your trophies and look at the characters and everything you've collected and how cool you are, basically. You know, look at me, F with me, look at me, F with me. Okay, you don't know the song, but the main portion I'm trying to get to is you will be able to be in these headquarters and look at the headquarters and look at your trophies and things like that, which I feel like is pretty cool. Nazi zombies are supposed to come in here, which I think is okay. I've never been a big zombie person, but it's just a thing I want to talk about. Nazi zombies. I was never a big zombie person. Black Ops, Call of Duty, any of the Call of Duties, I was never a big zombies person, but you know, whatever it is, Nazi zombies, hopefully it can reinvigorate me or invigorate me to play zombies on other modes, but for now, it's not anything big to me. Now, here's the problem I'm facing with Call of Duty. Now, the World War II is a great setting, I can't lie. This is where we're going to get really serious, and I'm sorry if I stutter at all or anything, but I'm going to get like a lot of, I don't know, hate maybe from some of you, or less hate from some of you, but I'm going to talk about this, and hopefully you agree, and if you don't, leave in the comments below. Four of the first video games of Call of Duty were set in World War II, the last of it being World at War, which was in 2008. Many people were complaining that they wanted something a little bit more realistic, a little bit more, you know, not a little bit more realistic, but something different, something changing it, and basically we went to the Modern Warfare type of series going on. After the Modern Warfare series got too old, we came in with the future, Black Ops 2 in 2012. And then after that, we've been consistently making futuristic games since on. And now people are complaining that they want boots on the ground gameplay, something that they had afforded to them back there, but I can see that you want some change, so we're rotating back to that World War. My problem is Activision. As you all know, I made a top 3 worst gaming companies ever, and Activision made probably number 2 on the list. And I do not like Activision because of their publishing ways and their marketing schemes. And this way, they're getting to you guys by nostalgia. Do you really just think that they just made Infinite Warfare just to make Infinite Warfare? No, they heard you guys. They just made Infinite Warfare because they know how much you dislike this futuristic approach. And you know that it's a good way to do a nostalgia marketing scheme. So this is what Activision does. They make Infinite Warfare. Well, they don't make it, but they publish Infinite Warfare. And then after publishing Infinite Warfare, they're like, a lot of people are hating the futuristic approach. But guess what? Infinite Warfare enticed more Call of Duty fans for that boots on the ground gameplay. And since it enticed them, that means a lot more money, a lot of more cash flows going into this project. Since it has enticed these people to want more boots on the ground gameplay, I'm pretty sure people are going to be very enticed to buy this World War II boots on the ground gameplay style of fighting for Call of Duty. Now, I have no problem with this because I love Call of Duty, but stuff needs to change, guys. We need to vote with our pockets. Last time I checked out, Activision doesn't have anything on us, all right, except for us buying all these Call of Duty games. Well, not me, but you Call of Duty hardcore fans. If you keep buying this, they're going to keep making trash, and if you keep doing this, they won't understand. For example, they understand when we didn't like Infinite Warfare, and it turned out to be one of the worst selling games that they've ever made, and then they went to World War II, knowing that after that happened. Either way you look at it, it's a good marketing scheme, and it worked. All right, it may not be good, but it worked. My problem with Call of Duty is it seems that every single year they come out with a new game, and I have a problem with this. I don't have a problem with World War II per se. I have a problem with what Call of Duty is going to do in the future. First of all, I think Activision should stop releasing a game every single year. I mean, it's so irritating. Why do you keep releasing the same, like basically the same game every single year? It feels like that, and I'm going to digress about what I mean by the same later on, but I just cannot keep playing this over and over again. That's why I took a break from Call of Duty right after probably Black Ops 3. I never came back to the series. Right after Advanced Warfare. And then probably I came to Black Ops 3, saw it, window shopped it, and left. And I came back later, I didn't do anything with it. The reason I didn't do anything with it is because it seems like they keep making the same stuff. And I think it's because their creative flow is starting to lose. And I think that if you keep making a game like this over again, like years and years and years, that's why EA stopped making Battlefield 1 for this year or the next one or the next one after that. Because they said that we're going to stop and we're going to concentrate on something else other than Battlefield. So we can come back to you guys with a new IP, a new idea of what we have here in a franchise that is so excellent and good. All in total, the first thing I want them to do is just not make a Call of Duty every single year, man. It stops the creative flow, it stops the creative process, and really, you know, sometimes it comes to a point where you're just pushing out a game just to push out a game. No creative, no direction, just pushing it out to push it out, which has been seen before. Call of Duty Ghost. Number 2, I think they should start focusing some different ranges of multiplayer. Every multiplayer feels the same with Call of Duty, and I think that's the problem I'm having with just in general, and I don't know if this one's going to be this. That's why this is the problem with Call of Duty World War II. The problem with it, as I see, is I haven't seen no gameplay yet, but the problem with, and I'm basing off of educated guesses of basically, you know, what I've seen from past things, such as Call of Duty's Modern Warfare Remastered pack type of thing going on there, or the Variety pack they tried to pull off, and Activision doing these simplistic things that should already be in a game, but making you pay for it is stupid and dull to the consumer who wants to play and get the full experience out of the game. For World War II, I feel like they're going to do the same thing to this and just grabbing you in because of the nostalgia factor, and it's going to be causing you a nostalgia marketing scheme, something that is a term I like to say most of the time when it comes to bringing back old games and making people pay for these things and scheming them into things that, you know, they want because of their nostalgia. But other than that, you know, they can start doing a lot more things, all right? I mean, I know this one's not going to have regenerative health. That's good, all right? They're changing it up, all right? I'm glad that they're doing this. There's supposed to be divisions in the modes of multiplayer, such as Assault, I guess Medic, I guess these different classes you're having. Kind of feel like Battlefield 1 a little bit, I don't know, but I just kind of feel like I get a little essence of Battlefield 1. Not saying that they're copying, just getting a little essence. I mean, a lot of games probably do that nowadays, do that little class system thing, but I'm just getting a little Battlefield 1 vibe. The graphics look totally pleasing and excellent, nothing compared to Battlefield 1, but I will say that the graphics look really pleasing. I don't know what engine they're still using, probably still an in-house engine, or maybe an updated engine, I don't know. It's nothing compared to the Frostbite engine that I've seen being used on Battlefield 1, but other than that, let's talk about something that's very different, which is the number 2 idea I had, was them, you know, changing their multiplayer around. I saw in Black Ops 3 they tried to change their multiplayer around by adding this specialists, and these specialists had the gravity spike, or just had like a whole different thing. You had the robot, you had the mechanical type of cybernetic guy, and just a plain soldier, a woman. And I mean, they tried to basically make it different with specialists, and that didn't help it at all. Actually, I feel like it was very dull, and I feel like they should let you customize the character, or customize your character the way you want it to be, if they're going to do specialists. But I don't know, I don't want any preset classes already set for me for a specialist, but they tried to do something different with this, and that's what I want to see with Call of Duty for World War II as well. And the third thing, I feel that if you guys are going to make, you know, this game every single year, because I mean, if you want to make money like that, do it. Just please rotate future, old, modern, or change it up a little bit each and every single time. If you want to do that. But don't consistently just keep making the same type of game over and over again. It's annoying, man. It's very annoying, and it drives the consumer off, and I just don't like it. So the problem with World War II, the problem having, just in case you guys were like, oh, well, Geekish, you haven't discussed the problem initially with World War II. Per se, there really isn't a problem with the overall outlook of it all. All right, it sounds good. It sounds promising. The nostalgia marketing scheme is what the problem is with World War II, with Call of Duty. That's the problem, the nostalgia marketing scheme, which I'm pretty sure Activision is going to implement on you around probably April or May, where they reveal this game a little bit more in depth and a little bit more in detail. Now, I didn't want them to dive into the story mode sessions, which I feel like they're going to do a great job in this game with. I don't know if they are, but hopefully they do a little bit more deeper detail with World War II and for story mode basis, because they haven't really covered story mode in a long time. Or if they have, it hasn't been in a way that makes you feel like this really matters, such as the Modern Warfare type of series going on. I also would like some larger maps, please, all right? I know this is starting to sound like basically what I want from Call of Duty World War II, but there's still a problem I'm still facing with it, and it's just basically that I feel that this is just a nostalgia marketing scheme. Kind of a thing where people look at this and they're like, oh my gosh, they're going back to World War II, yay, let's hop on the train. And then as soon as it hops off to World War II, they put in some DLC, they put in some microtransactions, they do all this bull crap that Activision expects you to do, and you get schemed from nostalgia. That's what happens. I don't know if this thing is going to be different in multiplayer. I don't know about that at all. I'm glad that they're not having the health thing anymore, where you can regain your health and everything else. I wonder how they're going to implement that system a little bit more differently. But I want them to focus on multiplayer and story. And the problem I'm having is I'm not seeing anything yet. And I think it's not a problem in total for some people, but I think initially, if you're going to start off something and tell people, okay, look at this game, guys. I know you guys have been waiting for this game for a very long time. You should give them a point to say, okay, I see a very drastic difference with Call of Duty World War II versus all the other competitors from the last franchise or the last things going on, or the competitors now with Battlefield 1. I see a very distinct difference between the two, and that's why I'm going to buy this game. I'm buying the game because it looks very different, and I'm glad that's choosing something different. I'm buying the game because I'm guessing and I'm estimating that the story is going to be really good. In total, is it going to be good? I probably really not. It's probably not even going to be that good. Probably it's probably going to be a middle class World War II story. I mean, they're not probably going to show empathy of the characters. They're probably just going to do the same old approach. I mean, World at War does the same thing. Show the same old approach. You know, getting the same old shots, getting the same old different soup, just a different bow. All right. I mean, look at it this way. Take Call of Duty for instance, and then I'll tell you like this. Take Call of Duty and be like, okay, first we were eating hamburgers, all right? Tasty, tasty, tasty hamburgers. And then later on, we were like, you know what, I'm tired of this hamburger, give me something else different. And then they gave us some hot dogs. And we continually eat hot dogs over and over and over and over and over again until we're like, ugh, just give me back a hamburger. And we eat the hamburger, but the question is, does the hamburger have something different to it? Some different meat, some different spices, some different something with it, all right? And if it doesn't have anything different, then why the hell am I eating a hamburger? Just give me back you know, the hot dog. I mean, please, if there's nothing different about it. And hopefully they're going to be able to show something different, but that's the problem I'm seeing with Call of Duty World War II. There's not a lot of, you know, the nostalgia marketing scheme is being implemented in there, and if you can't see that, then I don't know what's wrong with you, because obviously Activision has done it to you multiple times. They did it for Destiny, they did it for multiple Call of Duties, they do it all the time. So guys, look at this. Tell me what you think about it in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys later on the next Geekish Gamer Show. Thanks for watching, and please, you know, stay tasty. I'll see you guys later next week. Thanks for watching. End of season 2. Bye.